You embarrassed to be with your mom?
I separate
Got it.
family and spectators.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Hardy. Mr. Hardy, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Shh. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 22nd, 2024, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle parked more than 18 inches from a curb on a public roadway in the right lane of a two-way road in Harris County, Texas. While the officer ran the motor vehicle, the passenger side door opened, a black female exited, and the female approached the patrol vehicle. The officer made contact with the female and observed a strong odor of marijuana emanating from the female. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and observed a strong odor of marijuana and had the defendant exit the motor vehicle. A PC search was conducted and the officer located 3.5 in the driver's side door and one blue package with Oops All Berry on the front containing green leafy substance on the rear driver's side floorboard, one red package with Fruity Pebbles on the front containing a green leafy substance in the back seat, and two clear plastic baggies containing green leafy substance under the front right passenger seat. The officer also observed one burnt marijuana cigar behind the front passenger seat and one small chunk of loose green leafy substance in between the driver's seat and the door. The green leafy substance was identified as marijuana based on training experience, and the weight was 54 grams or 1.9 ounces.
He was doing what that was wrong?
So he was parked more than 18 inches from the curb on the right lane of a two-way road. So he was out.
On earth are you going to know that you're parking more than 18 inches? What time of day or night was this?
Your Honor.
Is it parking while black now? Come on.
Yeah.
Your Honor, there's no time listed. It just says the officer was on patrol around the 3518 block of Arbor Glen Drive when he observed the vehicle parked more than 18 inches from the curb.
And so he goes up to the car because of that?
No, Your Honor, a female passenger side exited the passenger side and approached their vehicle, and he observed a marijuana from the
because
vehicle.
he comes up to them. Right? Stop. Are you losing?
The officer wrote as he ran the vehicle, presumed the license plate.
Right, he pulls him over.
They were already parked on the side of the road 18 inches from the curb, and he came, I guess, parked behind, and he was running the vehicle, and then the passenger side door opened, a black female exited and approached his vehicle, the patrol vehicle, and he observed an odor of marijuana on the female, and then he made contact with the driver, where he observed marijuana odor in the vehicle. So the female approached the patrol vehicle.
Show me in the penal code that code. What is the penal code for that?
Regarding the 18 inches from the curb, sir, is that the
Yeah.
issue of what we're talking about?
Yeah, because they come to him because he comes to them. Right, they're just parked. He comes to them. It's got to be a transportation code, not penal code, you know?
And Your Honor, regarding the timeline of events, it does appear that when they were parked that distance away, which could be arguably further, I don't know what it looked like at that time, but the female passenger is the one who exited first, and that was before officers ever made contact with them. So I don't know if you were thinking that the officers approached them first, but I just wanted to clarify that she approached first.
What time of day or night was this?
Trying to see that, Your Honor, in a second. Is it 4 in the morning?
And Your Honor, I
4 in the
found,
morning.
4:30 a.m.
And he can delineate at 4 in the morning that parking 18 inches from a curb.
and I found the regulation, the statute in the
Mm-mm.
transportation code where it says you have to park within 18 inches.
At 4 in the morning, you can tell.
Your Honor, the officer was,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think so. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause.
Yes,
All
Judge.
Guys, be careful, right? You know, they're always out there. Just be careful. Do something with your life. Knowledge is power. Get into school, get an education, do something with your life. Life is hard as it is. And it only gets more difficult the older you get. All right? Okay, guys, please.
And we'll be sure to call the officer on this case to
Whatever you need.
understand why he did in fact pull them over for this amount of space.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, you stand charged with the offense of terroristic threat of a family or household member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. I have a lawyer here that's representing you now. She's on Zoom. It's Ms. Gooch, so that you know you're not alone.
Yes, Judge. On December 29, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance involving a weapon at an apartment in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant stated she and the defendant are in a dating relationship. She left the club with a witness, and she received a call from the defendant asking where she was at. The defendant was upset because she was not at the apartment when he was there.
So hold on. Don't look at his computer.
And the defendant was texting her that she better not be at the apartment, as that would be her best bet after he walked to the club and the complainant wasn't there. The complainant stated when she returned to the apartment, she observed the defendant walking towards the motor vehicle she was in with a black metal object in his hand, banging on the window of the motor vehicle. The defendant told the complainant to get out of the motor vehicle or he was going to drag her ass out. The complainant felt threatened and called the officers. The defendant sent text messages to the complainant reading, "It's cool because whenever I catch you, I promise you on my life, bitch, I'm gonna show you. You can think I'm bullshitting. Let that bum ass have you. Y'all made for each other on my mama. So I'm telling you to stay where you at for real. But whenever you come here, bitch, you better have backup because I'm gonna go drag you, bitch."
Worry, I brought him out, and the reason I did was because my concern is that your bond is now set at $10,000. There's got to be a reason, because nearly everybody now gets either a PR bond or a general order bond, and I'm curious, and I wonder why they didn't give you a bond. So I'm going to read now what the magistrate said. I don't know what these acronyms are. It says FA:LLHC, race, caretaker for disabled mom, independent contractor, receives government benefits, indigent, defendant allegedly had a black metal object in his hand and threatened to drag complaining witness girlfriend out of the vehicle before punching the car window. Defendant also allegedly sent text messages to witness stating that he would punch complaining witness, quote unquote, dead in her shit on his mama, unquote. Criminal history, interference with the request for emergency assistance, 8/24, same complaining witness, dismissed, assault of a family member, impeding breath, 2021, same complaining witness, and other criminal history. I find by clear and convincing evidence that there are no non-financial conditions of bond that will suffice to reasonably assure public safety for the following reasons. This defendant's numerous prior incarcerations and history of violence have not deterred this defendant from engaging in criminal conduct involving the same complaining witness. Bond conditions are not likely to be a deterrent, so a high bond is necessary in this case. This is why you were not given a PR bond. And don't say anything. I want you to talk to your lawyer before you say anything. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything you say, they're going to sit there and they're going to type it to use and prove guilt. So it's just best not to. My only problem, and I want you to understand that my only concern, Mr. Williams, is public safety. That's the only thing I care about in this life, right?
We no longer have no dealings with each other. I already got my stuff packed.
Stop. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to justify. I just want you to know that
Understand?
I don't know if you're going to bond out, but if you do, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle prior to your release, so I know where you are. and I don't want you to have any contact with this person.
There was no way I could get a PR, but
There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. I would get to know it, because if you violate this protective order, the state can file a violation of a protective order, and that is the capital murder misdemeanors. You pick up a VPO, we are really deep, you know what. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have you put back, I'm going to have Lori reach out to you so you guys can talk, and then she can come back and tell me how we move forward. Okay? And then we'll go from there. Please. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here approaching on Treadwell, Brianna Treadwell.
Treadwell, okay.
Homes here.
It's not old.
It's not, no, it's, but this is more so addressing the conditions that TRAS recommends.
Oh, she has 2 open DWIs.
Yes.
Right. What are they?
Went from September and then October.
So they probably want inpatient treatment. You know, and I'm going to tell you that Brianna Treadwell, come up.
This way, ma'am.
Hey, and I'm so glad that Mr. Butler, you're here, because come up. Every time, I mean, I can't be that conclusive, but so many times when we do a TRAS, because I have clinicians that interview people and make recommendations, so many times when I don't follow those conditions, I get burned. I had one today that recommended inpatient treatment on an individual. He now put 2 people in the hospital and picked up a 3rd DWI, a felony DWI, and he's sitting in custody at a $75,000 bond because I didn't follow the TRAS that recommended inpatient treatment. And now 2 people are in the hospital, serious injuries because of it. Another gentleman here back there, we did a TRAS, I didn't follow it, picks up another DWI with another pending, and then just, the TRASs are there for a purpose. We have professionals, we have clinicians that interview and make a call what they think the best outcome is for a certain individual. Now, you have 2 open DWIs, and they take all these things into consideration, how to move forward with the case, because believe it or not, we want the best for you. We want you to leave better than you came here. And just so many times when I deviate from that TRAS, we end up getting burned. I can't tell you over and over and over. And that's the last thing that we want. What did it recommend? Yeah.
So, Your Honor, Ms. Treadwell, she has 2 young daughters. One of them special needs, who requires occupational therapy and speech therapy. That happens once a week. The other one is middle school aged. Ms. Treadwell, she was in custody for about a month and a half, I believe. And it was very difficult, extremely difficult for her family to even try to coordinate things with her daughters. And then as well to keep Miss Treadwell with her home. And so Ms. Treadwell, she needs to work. She has bills, as everyone does, and all of these other circumstances with the children. At least looking at it from Ms. Treadwell's perspective, it seems impossible for her to go into treatment inpatient, and it's hard to see that other side. What does that other side look like for her? And so the kids were staying with her parents. Her mother just got surgery, hip surgery, and they broke her femur in doing so. So she's out of commission. Her brother was staying with her parents at the time. He is about to now move to Chicago as of next week. So they don't have.
Notice how the judge immediately advises Mr. Hardy of his rights. That's Miranda 101. Judges do this to make sure defendants know they can stay silent and request a lawyer. But wait, the whole case begins over, being parked 18 inches from the curb. Yeah, you heard that right. Stick around. This one's going to get interesting.
The same system as they had in place while she was in custody. She was very much in custody based on, her parents believed that, this was an issue. Just as, on its face, you're looking at it, it's definitely an issue. Is not to say that she has paid a price at all, but and her intention is to do what's needed. She has explored all of these options, with respect to even with the is it Vivitrol Vivitrol. She has explored options through Access. So she has been making those steps. My belief is that she has, I don't want to say learned her lesson, but she has.
I don't believe it for a second.
Well,
I'm telling you, I mean, she has 2 open DWIs.
Mhm.
And every time I deviate from the TRASs, we get burned. And now, just today, 2 people in the hospital because we deviated from the SATF, and homeboy picked up a 3rd DWI.
Yeah, and I was made aware of that
So-
prior to us even approaching.
Last thing I want is for you, because the idea of Hue is that you are able to learn how to deal with the stresses and the stressors in your life so that alcohol, substances don't become a coping mechanism, right? And I don't know what to tell you, but I mean, actions have consequences. And I understand that, you have a lot of things in your life that are going on now. The only thing I can tell you is that your case is only 118 days old, so it's not too old. I will give you time, right, so that you can get everything in order. But I'm going to be very hard pressed to move away from the TRAS.
Understood.
Just we have time, right? So you have a couple months. I'm willing to give you a couple months to, get things in order, but we have 2 open DWIs. The last thing we want is you to go kill someone, end up with a felony charge, because I'm telling you, the next one, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. If you think Hue for a month and a half is bad, that you're gone, consider 10 years. That's the next. So there's nothing that needs to be done immediate at this point. We've got time. Time is on your side for now, but that time's going to run. And the other thing is that from what I've learned being here, the longer you take to address, the worse things become. So we can reset at 30 days. Okay. But at some point we have to address it. Right. So just be ready. Okay. How long is the Hue program?
The wait list for Hue is a week.
Okay. And then, but actual Hue, the actual program, how long is it? When you're in?
6 months.
Wow, 6 months.
3 to 6 months. But 6 months.
So 3 if you're responsive.
And 6 months if it takes a little bit.
So be ready. I'm sorry, man, but you've got time. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Please. So you're working?
Yes, sir.
Hey, good job. I'm happy that you're working. Do you need more time to be able to get home? What's a good time? Like how long does it take you to get home from?
It takes at least 25 to 30 minutes.
Now he's gonna wait on that for you guys. Now it's gonna
Is that right, Anna? Is it that far? How do you get home?
Normally I walk or I Uber home.
Okay. You want to do 10:30, 10:45? The 10:45 is the latest.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And what days do you work?
I work, it depends. Cause now it was that, during that time it was seasonal.
But
So,
now you're on full time?
no, I'm on full time, but now they're cutting the hours to like 8 or 9 hours. So it'd be like 8 hours a week or so.
But it's not consistent where you work Monday and Wednesday?
No,
Once you look for something more steady, give you more hours.
And you're in school, right?
Yes.
But he's in school.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
We'll give you the 12:45. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
but I thought I was supposed to be off by next time I come.
Be off what?
The ankle monitor.
So he's gonna have to see that you're,
I want to see that you're still doing well after a while. And then when you are, then we'll do it.
Okay.
All right. All right, man.
Judge,
All right.
could you repeat that birthday for me?
10:45.
10:45 to 6?
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Anna.
can we be seated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Carl.
Order in the court, please.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson.
Good morning.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. This is a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It looks like it's being reduced to a first,
It is, Judge.
right? So now you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. But what you need to understand still in the eyes of the law, this is number 2. And if you pick up another one, you'll be facing a third, and a third, you're facing up to 2 years in prison, up to 10 years in prison, minimum of 2, maximum of 10. If I were you, even if you've had a freaking sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because you're taking a humongous risk. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All officers look, if you smell funky and then they look at your record, that's all they care about. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
For you to complete this, you're entering into a probation with us. It's going to go on your record. This is a straight probation. And for you to complete it successfully, you must do a repeat offender DWI education class. 2 victim impact panels, a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, they might. It could be intensive outpatient treatment. It could be supportive outpatient treatment. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill those conditions. No breath test refusal. So if you were pulled over in a car and you take a breath, an officer asks you to take a breath test, you have to do it. If you don't, you're in violation of the probation. Substance abuse treatment, $100 one-time donation to MAD, no drugs, no alcohol, and a guardian interlock. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will send it you to the agreement. What do you do in life, Mr. Thompson?
Bartending at a hotel.
Ugh, that's not good.
Judge, he's been on interlock for almost a year now. Portable device, blown 3 times a day. He hasn't had one failed test.
Okay.
He hasn't, yeah, so he's been doing very well.
My only issue is that temptation is so high when you work in that kind of environment. You know, when you work in the restaurant industry, everyone tends to booze it up. You just got to be very careful, you know. For the next 18 months, you're on paper. You can't do anything. You end up drinking, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out here and we're going to talk. And it's possible I sentence you and put you in jail for 6 months. You understand?
I understand, yes,
But
sir.
the most important thing is that for the next 50 years of your life, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car and drive because you're going to get hosed. If you thought it was expensive now, wait till you get to felony court. Everything quadruples in cost, time, everything. So what about the fee?
Fine.
Yeah.
On probation?
No. There's a supervisory fee for the DPS surcharge. It's a $6,000 fee.
Attached to a probation? I thought that was only for a straight conviction, Judge. On a jail time.
It is a conviction.
On a jail time conviction. The state traffic funds for a jail time conviction.
Show me. But from what I understand, with this kind of case, there's a $6,000 surcharge that we're supposed to tack on.
I
The DPS
was
surcharge.
under the impression that the
Show me otherwise. And I
mandatory
won't.
license suspension.
What they've told me on convictions here, when you plead to a DWI, there's a surcharge. On a first, it's $3,000. On a 15 with a first, it's $4,500. On a second DWI, it's a $6,000
But
surcharge.
technically, because this is charged as a first,
Right. No, you're right. It's 3,000. Is this a 15?
is it a what? How's it fluid?
Yeah, it is. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above?
Yes, Your Honor.
So true to that enhancement then? Yeah. Okay. So find me that it's not true. Otherwise, I'm, just show me. Or just take a seat for me. We'll be back.
Looking at that, we'll be right back.
Owen.
Your Honor,
Hi.
Because we have an arraignment from court 6
Okay.
that we he's a Spanish speaker and we have his interpreter here. The case number is 254.
And just like that, the judge throws it out no probable cause. That means the officer didn't have a solid enough reason to initiate the stop, parking a few inches off the curb at 4 a.m. Not exactly grounds for a full drug search. What do you think, was this overreach by the officer? Or did the judge make the right call?
46 48.
Por favor, conteste a voz alta.
De La Paz.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Mr. De La Paz, you are charged with driving while intoxicated.
I'm so sorry.
Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Mr. De La Paz, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It's also alleged that you had a breath alcohol of a 0.15 or above.
Sorry, the punto más
Shh.
5.
Quiet!
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On December 23rd, 2024, the officer observed a stalled vehicle with the defendant behind the wheel asleep at an intersection. The defendant had his foot on the brakes, and the vehicle was on and in drive. The officer observed 2 beer bottles in the center console, one half empty,
Drinking
and the
while driving.
The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, watery eyes, slurred speech, and swaying. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 4 out of 6, one leg stand 2 out of 4, walk and turn 5 out of 8. The DIC was read, and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.159 and 0.153.
Mr. De La Paz, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? I don't care if you school, groceries, work, kids. I don't care. You drive, you will stay with me, possibly for a very long time. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, it's very possible they put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
I'm also ordering you, as a condition of your bond, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication, I'm going to put a scram ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. You consume alcohol, into jail you will go. No more PR bonds for you. We need to do the guardian interlock paperwork. Is there someone here from court 6?
I don't know what their schedule is, but they're pretrial officers to be here.
Is Shelby here? Today?
Caitlin's covering.
Caitlin? Okay.
That's why I asked them if they had stuff.
So Owen,
Judge, their pretrial officer came in and I saw her talking.
Yes, I wrote down the conditions. I'm gonna create documents, send it over to 6 Qs, and then we can do everything.
Mr. De La Paz, let me make something abundantly clear to you. I am now entering paperwork and I'm sending this guardian interlock paperwork to Austin, and I'm filing it with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Every single officer in the state will know that you were required and not allowed to drive a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock. If you were caught driving a vehicle, it doesn't have an interlock on it, and you were pulled over, an officer is going to put you in jail. If I find that you drive, and I don't care what your excuse is, in violation of this affidavit, there will be hell to pay. Do you understand? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Owen. Your money.
Hey, Judge.
Go on up.
I got so, okay, sorry.
Let's do it.
You want to start with Mr. Martinez?
No.
Okay, I gotta show
Let's
you some
do
stuff.
happy stuff first.
Okay, Daquan Davis, it's an older case. They shared some stuff with me yesterday. That's just pics. There is an assault case as well. They are still trying to locate the complaining witness. I haven't been on it that long.
Okay. It's nevertheless really, really old. What say you, Morgan? Are you?
Judge, I've kind of been in contact with Kelsey about this case, just given its age. We were able to get in contact with the complainant on the harassing case, but as for the AFM, we've, tasked our investigator, we've tried TLO numbers. I emailed her and I haven't heard anything back. So I think that we're probably just gonna try to.
I would like to give you a sufficient amount of time because I know it's old and I don't want to take it out on you and I want to give you enough time. But at some point, we got to say when.
Yeah, I understand. I just talked to Greg about it a little bit, and I think we're just gonna kind of talk to Kelsey, to Chief right now, actually.
What's reasonable, you think, Kelsey, as far as time wise? Giving,
Maybe 2 weeks?
I mean, I was going to give you a little bit more, but.
Oh, and more, great.
But I mean, like, I want to set like a limit, right? To where, we don't just beat a dead horse. So at some point, if you're not going to find her or him, whoever it is, you're not going to find him. So about 30 and that's it.
Okay.
If it's not found by that time, do your best.
Can I get his appearance waived or do you want him here in case we said?
No, his case is 1,022 days old. He's picked up multiple cases.
For me, it's like,
I'm not waiving his appearance at
for
all.
me, it's like 30 days old.
I got it. And I'm not,
Okay.
but because of him, he's taken off. I'm not going to give him any grace. No. He's going to have to be here. And if he doesn't, then.
Fair enough.
Okay, who's next?
I have another one, Michael Trevor Maines. I'm still waiting on discovery, pretty new. I don't know that I need to ask. Since I'm up here, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Okay. Then obviously we have Mr. Martinez. I was appointed to 3 new ones. Do you want to go over those? See if we need to do
You
anything?
need me on those?
I'll come back if I do. Then I just have Martinez.
Okay. Come up, Mr. Martinez.
Page 11.
And it's BVR. I do have some documentation of some stuff and he did contact.
I am so unhappy with you, Mr. Martinez. I don't think I can even freaking see straight. You have a theft of a firearm, a driving while intoxicated, a failure to identify oneself to a peace officer as a fugitive from justice, a theft case, an evading case. And I put strict bond conditions on you, and now you're here with a violation. Enlighten me, Greg.
So if I don't have the BVR in front of me.
Let me give it to you. Hold on.
If I'm not mistaken, however, the dates are the 23rd and 26th. Is that correct? Roughly.
I gave him a 9 PM to 6 AM curfew, and he got home at 10 o'clock on one day. And then another day, he took off as well.
Okay, so it does say here after, he did go to the bail bondsman, okay? And he contacted them, let them know, so he was on his way home. So, I mean, are they trying to ding him for a 9:36, 9:48 stop on the way home?
I think that there's plenty of times in the day that you can go visit your bail bondsman. It's not, you don't have to go at 10 o'clock at night.
I don't drive. I can't drive. And my wife gets out at 7:30. She picks up the kids, and then I told her to take me, and that's the only
I've
time I
got
have.
concrete evidence right here on a GPS monitor.
He's saying his wife drove him to the bail bonds, and then they were on their way home.
Yeah, but I call every time.
And then he didn't take off. It was an issue with his boot, and he did contact them, and they sent him a text to report to 49 San Jacinto to have the device inspected by a technician. And he responded to them, and he went in to get it correct. He wasn't trying to cut it off. He wasn't trying to break it.
That's not the issue. The issue is that he's staying out late.
He went to the bail bondsman. He was going home.
Supposed to go. He has a curfew of 9 PM. That's it. I don't care if you're going to visit Jesus. A curfew is a curfew, and you're supposed to stick to the curfew.
When did you get out?
That's it.
It was like 2 weeks ago, baby.
Can you download the rest of
this
the
is when you're
data?
not out on mom?
That was the
Alicia,
Dates, man. What time, when did you get out on mom?
download the rest of the data. I'd like to see what else is going on with him.
For the violation?
It was December 14th.
No, since, I guess,
On 12/19?
since December, how's he been otherwise?
I can do that.
Take us.
What'd you do at that time?
That was the one time that
Nice. I'm gonna let you,
she gets out at 7:30. That's why.
Yeah, but why'd you go that time?
Greg,
Because that's the only.
at the line, can you guys talk about it? Take a seat for me in the jury box,
Okay.
please. Eric.
Here's a huge turning point. The judge explains why this defendant didn't get a PR bond. Prior violence, same victim, repeated arrests. Judges take patterns seriously. It's not just the crime, it's the history. Public safety always trumps leniency here. What's your take? Should past behavior weigh this heavily on bond decisions?
Mr. Nelson, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you
Quiet.
3 days in jail, credit for the 6 days that you've done. You need to understand this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. This could be used now to enhance your punishment. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. You understand? You're looking at a boatload of time as a minimum. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this.
Yes, sir.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Yes, sir.
I will find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to it. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. As far as the weapon is concerned, I'm not going to put here to forfeit the weapon, but at some point, they're going to take it and they're going to make it into a manhole cover. They're not going to hold it forever. They got a property room and they only have so much room. So once you get in line for however long they're going to keep it, I have no idea. I've seen it. I think was it like 6 to 8 months? I've already had them giving us destructive orders. So if you're going to do it, I would get on it quick.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
guys. Good luck. You too. Thank you, Mr. Booker.
Ms. Nelson is the last of the young group that all went tested for the evading.
Come on up, Mr. Hunter.
I've actually already admonished him everything, Judge. He knows about.
So what did he test positive for, Felicia?
See, Judge?
No smoking weed.
Yes, sir.
Do not have anything that has weed in it. Do not hang out with people who are smoking. I don't care if you come in here and say, well, I was in a car and everybody else was smoking and that's how. Excuses go in this here and they go out that here.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Make yourself into something. Knowledge is power.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck.
About 45
See,
days.
45 days. I'm going to test you again. Yeah. Dismiss
Dismiss
Ms. Vessel.
Right. And so these were her local cases. We're resolving it with time served, and she has a fugitive case.
You represent her on the fugitive?
Yes, Judge, and so she has a waiver on file, and so we're just trying to get the 14 days started.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Vessel. You're charged with failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice, so it elevates it to Class A, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 19 days credit for the 19 that you've done. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this. What was the mischief?
Judge.
Window, car, tire.
It looks like a windshield and a car radio.
So how do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? Well, if you're not guilty, then we set you for trial. Did you actually mischief?
I plead guilty.
No. This isn't a game, Ms. Vessel. If you're guilty, then you plead. If you're not guilty, then don't plead guilty. If you didn't break anything, then.
Plead guilty, sir.
Did you actually break something?
I plead guilty, sir.
You,
It's been so long, I don't even remember what happened. Honestly, it's been 3 years ago. I don't remember what happened.
something's wrong.
It's from it's an offense dated January of 2022, Judge.
Oh, right. That's funny.
It's a bond forfeiture, Judge. Or actually, it was just as a 2B, in 2B status.
The argument started between her and the complaining witness while she was taking the defendant to a bus stop. During this argument, the defendant began to kick the vehicle radio with her left foot, causing it to break.
Yes, sir.
That's what this case is about.
Yes, sir.
Was it worth it?
So, no, sir, it was not.
I would say that probably 99% of the people who are in jail now, because no self-control. They get upset, they wig out, and they just unleash without thinking of consequence. That's why we have jails. If you get upset, you calm, cool, collective, and I bet you, had you just walked away and just, you know what? You probably would have made that person so mad because you act calm, cool, collective, and just, that's it. Be the better person. Walk away. Because now you've been in jail here for 19 days, another 2 weeks now because you got this fugitive case over there. Self-control. So how do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. As part, they're going to dismiss that new case, right? The failure to ID?
The fugitive case.
All right.
I'm not the failure to ID, fugitive from justice.
Ms. Vessel, self-control. All right, good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Jane.
Judge, I have Norma Solano on your docket, and this is a PTI one, Judge, where she has the contract, she has the device. The last thing is I've been talking to Brenda Gomez about waiving the $300 fee, and they wanted her to get an affidavit together stating that she does not pay any of the bills of her household, and so I got that from her boyfriend.
Got it.
So I was going to submit that. Can I get 2 weeks, or do you want to give me a week?
No, a week.
A week, okay.
A week, because it's old.
And Judge, I have one more. I have Tristan Foster from yesterday's docket. He's bonded out, so I think, do you want him to come up and?
Please.
Mr. Foster, come on up.
So what time was he out on the felony case, Alex?
felony case, Your Honor. Time.
Was it my turn?
Yes, you see a time. 2 seconds. One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Foster, I'm now putting an ankle monitor on you and I'm giving you a curfew of 9 PM to 6 AM. You pick up a third case, I'm going to light you up. Do you understand? You become a danger to my community. I only have one place for you. I will protect my community at all costs. Do you understand? If I find that you have a weapon, likewise, I will revoke this bond and I'm going to go nuts.
It was at 8:50, Your Honor, PM, so.
No alcohol, no dope. I don't want you out in the middle of the night, and no contact with your co-defendant in that case. Do you understand?
Say my co-defendant.
Correct. No contact. Do you understand? The person you were arrested with in the felony case. Take a seat for me. We'll be here with you momentarily.
Understand.
Judge, may I approach him in the right?
Is that it?
You sent him for drug testing, he came,
THC, Judge?
he came back positive for THC, but we already knew that.
Okay, so let him know he gets tested again in 45. You get tested again in 45 days. You pick up a new case, you start acting out of line, you're gonna stay with me. And I'm telling you, jail is not fun for a young one. You understand? Imagine your worst nightmare. It's worse. Okay, all right, Carl.
Judge, you gave him a curfew from 6 AM to 9 PM.
Yeah,
I talked to him and he indicated that it's not a problem. His parents apparently.
where's mom?
She's not here, he's in the building somewhere, but they indicated that to the pretrial officer that might be a problem, so could we do?
Say it again?
They indicated to the pretrial officer that may be a problem, so I'm not sure why.
Okay, if you find mom, let me know, and I'll talk to mom.
You work also? 6 AM, 9 PM, fine. Shouldn't be a problem.
All right,
Have a seat,
man.
Have a seat.